Let's go ahead and explore exactly what's happening in our routing system here, just so we have a better idea of what exactly is going on. At the moment, all we've done is we've imported our two dependencies, Express and Morgan. Express is the framework which helps us create the API. We've then instantiated a new instance of the Express application, and then we've told that application to use this logging middleware, which means every request that comes to this application, we want to run it through this Morgan logging middleware. And all Morgan will do is it will look for what kind of request it was, what kind of HTTP request, which in our case has only been GET requests. It will look what route is being sent to our application, which we're only handling one type of route at the moment, which is the index route. And then it will log how long that application took and a little bit of metadata about the request itself. At the moment, we're only handling a single route. And all we're doing is whenever a route is matched to a GET request to the index route, it then runs this callback function here, which we pass it. Now, this callback function takes the request object, the response object, and a next callback handler. And at any point, we can end this request response cycle by sending back the response. And what we're doing here is we're saying, hey, this response should have a status of 200. And usually any status code within the 200 range means, okay, everything is good. Anything in the 400 range usually means some type of error. And 500 range means an internal server error, something went wrong with our application that we did not handle. In our case, we're saying if everything is good here, we want to send back a 200 status code with some JSON. And that is literally all we're doing. Now, if we were to go back to our browser and we were to go back to any other route, because right now we're only handling this single route to the /index page. If we were to put anything else on here, hey, it's going to say cannot get hey, which means that endpoint so far has not been handled. And we're going to get a 400 route. Now, 304 just means redirect. So it redirects it to a route that is similar, but not exactly. And that's mainly due to the slash being handled a little differently. And it's not something to worry about at the moment. Now, the last thing that happens here is we create this port to listen to. Now, this is port 3000. If we were to come here and go to localhost 3001, our application is not listening on this route. So there's actually nothing there on port 3001. However, port 3000, our application is listening, and that's because we've declared it here. And so the server, then we tell it to listen to that port, and then just to console.log that it is running so we know that things are working as we expect them to. And that's literally all that's happening in our application at the moment. It's a bare bones, simple server. Now, if we want to add another route, we can totally do so. We can say app.get, and let's add that route that we attempted a second ago. And then we can come here and say res.status also 200. And then we're going to say hey or hi, hello. And then we'll stop our server, run it again. Come back here, refresh. Everything is working as we expect it to. Head to the hey route. Hi, hello. And there we go. So we can see that our routing is working the way we expect it to. Our tiny server is doing what we want it to. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to set up a more dynamic routing system so that we can actually take information and transform it, manipulate it in some way, and make this server do useful things. And so that's what we're going to handle next.